$20 packed on a few pounds, ain't he? Ah, wow. Let's get into it.
Leeds House.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Sunday Club with me, James. After a really long, extended FA Cup game against West Ham. If you are watching this right now, please, 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 please like, share, subscribe, hype. Do them things that you have to do to spread the word of this amazing podcast that I am doing by myself for the time being. And yeah, the Sunday Club is open here at the Leeds House. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. How are we all feeling? How are we feeling after that? After that game? It was insane. Insane game in the FA Cup today. I'll talk through the game. I've got a few little talking points as usual. Nothing major. Try not to make it a long one. I always say this, but I end up rabbiting on about shite for ages. But yeah, we'll talk through the game. And the game was this one when it comes up. West Ham 2, Leeds 2, and we went on to win 4-2 on penalties. Crazy. I mean, it looked for all sense and purposes that the gods or the football gods, should we say, was against us, and they were looking to do everything they possibly could to make us not go through on that game. But we got through. We got through. This is the lineup that we started with today in that enthralling game at the Olympic Stadium, or whatever it's called. Lucas Perry in goal, Biol, Rodon, Strauch, three centre backs, Bogle and Justin doing the wing back job, with Stack, Ampadu and Tanaka in the middle, and Okafor and Mecha sort of up front. I know that formation's a bit not on what it was, but that's what it's showing on the BBC. The BBC and the BBC are always right. Yes, that was a team. Quite happy with the team. Quite happy that Tanaka got a run out after his exploits against the British teams over the international break, securing 2 victories for his country. He did it all on his own. But yeah, I was happy to see Tanaka in. I was happy to see Stack, Ampadu, and Tanaka actually all together because I like them as a threesome. Yeah, quite happy with that lineup. Went quite strong, really, considering the fight that we've got on our hands to stay in the league. Although I think that we're all right. I think we're going to be all right anyway. And it looks like, as I said in the last pod 2 weeks ago, because I wasn't here last week, that this game would be the same at the end of the season. So it looks like we're going to draw 2-2 at the end of the season, which I'll probably change my mind by that point. So anyway, back to today's game. Yeah, so I think they rested a few more players than us, which the commentators stated they've got a game on Friday against Wolves. We not playing until next Monday. But I don't know. Did I really enjoy the game? It was a bit of a, I don't know. It was a bit sluggish. It was a bit, first game back. I thought we played well enough to to be in the lead. I thought we looked more dangerous than West Ham. They had their little moments here and there, but I thought we were good. I thought Tanaka, as I say, he come in and he sort of didn't really put a foot wrong. Got his goal, nice play. um, down the right. Wasn't the right, it was the left. Okafor was lively, thought he was good. Tanaka starts to move off in the middle of the park. He sort of sends it out wide. Um, tracks didn't track anything. He just runs into the box. Good deep run. Gets picked out in the box. Nice little turn. Bit of a deflection, but you'll take them. And we go 1-0 up, and it was. I didn't really see West Ham getting back into the game. They weren't troubling us too much. I mean, I know Perry made a couple of decent saves in the first half. A little bit dodgy at times in the second half. He's had a bit of an up and down. I've got a little bit of a talking point about him. But yeah, I didn't really see it. I think we were quite comfortable without being brilliant. If you know what I mean. I thought we were. Yeah, I just thought we were comfortable. I don't think we were overexerting ourselves. And then they have a little bit of a spell. I thought we should have had a penalty as well. I thought Stack should have. When Stack had that shot, I thought that was a penalty. I know he was, like they say, it was a follow through, because if you think about it, there was a tackle that Metcha did not long after that was similar, and I don't really think he even touched the player. I think the player just dived over him. He got a yellow card for it. So yeah, I thought it was quite a comfortable game, and then we get the penalty in the second half, which was definitely a penalty. Gilman, I think they wanted to do him in after all the fans were booing him when he got the ball. It was a bit of a shit one, that was, to be fair, but definitely a penalty. 2-0 up, and you're thinking that's it. We could have gone 3-0 up. Nanto's got his little flick, and then the ref decides to throw 11 minutes on out of nowhere. Just thought, well, let's make this more interesting. This game's pretty boring. West Ham are pretty poor, really. Let's make it more interesting. And when you're 2-0 down, it's an FA Cup. You're at home. All the fans have left. Well, half of the fans have left. You throw 11 minutes on, and it just does something to you, doesn't it? We always talk about that 2-0 scoreline being a bit precarious, and it only takes one goal, and the nerves kick in. And that's pretty much what happened. They've scored the goal in, I think it was a 93rd minute or something. And then I think all of us were just almost expecting them to score a second goal. As much as I'm a confident Leeds supporter, I'm very confident. You just always thought, once they scored that first goal, there was enough time for them to get a second, and you just thought they're going to score, fucking get in there, they're going to do it. And by God, did they do that with the highest boot I've ever seen in my life. How it was given, I still don't understand it. Still don't understand how he's managed to give that goal. The man's booted him in the head. Strauch's took a boot to the head. Anyway, so they get the goal, and then it goes into extra time. Extra time's a bit of a, I think they had a couple of goals disallowed. We've had a goal cleared off the line. Perry was really trying to help them in that extra time. I think he was a bit nervy, weren't he? Old Perry, when he come out. To be fair, he could have caught it. That one, the first one that they had disallowed, but I think the commentator, or Ali McCoy, stated that he was worried about him coming out, sort of carrying himself out of the box. Yeah, so he was doing everything he could to try and not go to penalties, old Perry, but it did. It was a bit of a up and down. People were getting tired, and then we get to penalties. They bring on the kid to save the day after their keeper goes down injured, and we dispatch our penalties. They miss a couple, and we go for we win on penalties 4-2. So big old slog. Very content that we've got to our first semi-final in a very, very long time. And yeah, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about Leeds United going to Wembley? I'm glad, actually, because out of the three teams that we could have played, There was Man City who, we played pretty well against this season, but come away with no points. Chelsea, who haven't beat us this year, we've got 4 points off them, and then the other team, Southampton, and the last time we played Southampton at Wembley, it didn't go too well. So we probably got the best deal out of that draw. Anyway, I'll get some talking points up. Actually, first I won't. I'll get the stats up of the game. Might as well. So this is the stats of the game. West Ham taking a bit more possession, equal shots 22-21. We had more on target than them and more touches in the box. So it was an entertaining game for the neutral, not for us Leeds fans or probably not West Ham fans up until the 90 minutes when it got a bit exciting for them. It's quite funny that all of the fans were trying to get back in the ground after they all left, thinking they were out. Well, they are out now, but you know what I mean. So yeah, like I say, for the neutral, it's probably a very entertaining game. Not for me though. Not for me. Um, First talking point. Oh, Stacky boy. Stack's injured. It looks like that tackle that definitely should have got a penalty from. Um, he looks like he's out now. I don't know. It might be ligament damage, which you take these risks in these cup games, don't you? He's a big miss for us if he's out for a while. Um, yeah, we should have had a penalty from that. I don't know what that means now in terms of how long it's going to be out. We've only got 7 games left in the league, potentially 9 games if you want to count the semi-finals and the eventual final that we're going to get to. But I'm hoping it's not it's not too serious for Stack, and I hope he can get back quite quick because I think he'll be a big miss for us. But we've got backup, which is why we sort of filled that midfield area at the start of the season. I think Longstaff can come in and do a job. Obviously, we've got old reliable Gruev, but yeah, Stack's a big miss if he's out for a while. Next thing, as I said, after his exploits of dispatching both Scotland and England for his native Japan, Tanaka I thought was really good. Thought he was good today, and I think him being brought off was more of a saving him, keeping him for the up and coming games that we're going to have. Because I thought he was good today. I thought he was well on the ball. Obviously, he got his goal. He was good defensively. And it's good to have him confident going into these last 7 games. So I think him coming off, obviously after after Stack going off injured as well. I think he was brought off to sort of save him because yeah, it was good today. As I mentioned in the little game summary, Perry was up and down. He made some good saves in the first half. Punched a couple. Frome was really good today. He set us off on a couple of attacks. We didn't take advantage of them, but Frome was really good. And then there was little shaky moments. Just him not coming out. Or he come out that one time. He looked like he come out a little bit too far. Panicked a little bit and thought he might come out of the box. Ended up heading it backwards. And there was a couple of little moments where you could see Beale like urging him to come out and collect the ball. Yeah, a little bit shaky, but then he sort of makes up for that in the penalties. He goes on to save a couple of penalties. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. A little bit shaky. Made some good saves. With the goals, could he have done anything? Not really. The first one was a great strike from Bowen. He hit the post twice, didn't he, Bowen? It's come off the post. Lads come in, not been picked up. Let's put it into an empty net. Don't really do much about that. And then the fucking karate kick boot to Stack's head. I mean, I'm just still gobsmacked that was even a goal. But could he have done better? I'm not too sure. It's crazy when you see a boot like that in the air. But good in the penalties. I was actually confident he was going to save a couple today. Weren't too sure about the Bowen save. That was, but he did. Fair play to him. Fair play to old Perry for being a penalty hero. Um, yeah, just to touch on again, like the crazy decisions by the ref, some inconsistencies, as we always talk about. It felt like today was, I don't know, it was a bit more engineered than anything to make the game a bit more interesting. I don't know. That's just hyper crazy conspiracy sort of coming in there because I really don't understand where 11 minutes come from. I don't get it. I know there was the injury to Stack and stuff, but it's in the first half. Surely you just add that on at the end of the first half. I didn't understand it. The goal on the goal was in injury time anyway, so that didn't even make sense. Yeah, 11 minutes out of nowhere. That for me, that didn't see that was wrong. And then the tackle on Stack, I thought was a penalty. Because they were talking about, oh, it's not, it was a momentum following through. It doesn't really matter. Matches with momentum. He ended up getting a yellow card, and there was another one similar as well. And then they were talking about Ampadu when Trail was running through, and he sort of, you do that, take one for the team type things. I don't agree with it, to be honest with you. I don't like them tackles. I think it is cheating, but they were talking about that being, oh, could that be a red card? It looks like he stamped down his Achilles. He didn't stamp down his Achilles. He just sort of looked like he just tripped him up. But, freeze frames and all that jazz. Oh, I've got my first comment. Hello, Ted Garrett. I was extremely happy for the Leeds fans who made the trip down there. Yes, because, London isn't the most accepting of places for Leeds in recent history. We don't tend to do very well down there, but it was nice for them fans as well, yeah, to come away with that victory after a slog, after the crazy decisions that I'm just talking about and the extra time and the penalties. But yeah, again, we're talking about VAR and ref decisions, and it's just talking points all over, and it's going to keep happening until they do things properly. And I don't think they're ever going to, because I think it's just it's almost built for us to keep talking about it, ain't it? The extra time, the injury time, should I say, and the boot that I still don't understand. His boot was Stroud was jumping for the ball, and his boot was still at his head. And they say, "Oh, we got his boot first to the ball." It's like that's a load of. It's like they just make their own, change their minds about stuff whenever they want something to happen. I think it was mental, but it didn't really do anything because we ended up still going through. But yeah, some more crazy decisions in Leeds games, which add it to the list of all the other shit that's gone on for us, all these other decisions that have happened. Luckily, this time it hasn't changed the outcome of the game. A little mention for old Perot. I really wanted him when they brought him on. I really wanted him to score the goal. I wanted him to score the winning goal to send us through to the semis, but he didn't really do anything when he come on. And then he missed his penalty as well. And I just feel, I just don't know why. I feel sorry for Perot. It looks like he's not gonna score for us. I know he scored against Norwich. I just I just don't see him doing anything for us anymore. And I really wanted him to. I really thought that he was a player coming up with his ability to finish that he'd be able to do it up here. He'd be able to score some goals for us, but it's not turned out that way. So a little shout out for old Pirro there. Um, Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I didn't do too many talking points. Who's this year? If that had happened in a West Ham box, it would have been disallowed. I absolutely agree, Wayne Mace. Absolutely agree. I'm I'm absolutely for this the conspiracy against Leeds United. I've always been the same. And the more I watch these games, the more I find reasons to believe it. And every team probably feels the same. Every fan probably feels the same about their own club. But some of that was mental. You could, if you did that in the middle of the street, you'd be arrested and thrown in jail. That was a karate kick to the face. I don't give a fuck what you. That it's mental, and I agree. If Leeds had done that, it would have been definitely called. But they wanted to, like I say, I think it's there is parts of this that I think like, oh, if they disallow that, that's like the third goal they've disallowed, and that we the conspiracy. But they're all offside. Even the first one that they had, I thought was very very tight, and I'm a bit old school. I think like that shouldn't be offside. Their first one where he was leaning forward, I don't think that should be offside. But in today's game, it was. Second one was definitely offside, but that was a definite disallowed goal for me. High boot to the face, not having it, not having it. Absolute joke. Um, so that brings us on to the semi-finals. The draw was made after. If you didn't see it, I will tell you what they were. We are playing Chelsea in the semi-final, and the other semi-final was a Man City and Southampton. And out of the three teams that we could have got, like I said earlier, I think Chelsea was the best bet, judging by this season. We haven't beat Man City this season, although we played pretty well against them. Chelsea is a team where we've took 4 points off them. And Southampton are just at Wembley, Southampton, it brings back the old memories. Um, so I don't know. It's weird. I wanted Southampton in a sense that championship team have got the best chance of winning against them, but then at the same time, it's like it's a one-off game, and they've just, in my opinion, quite comfortably beat Arsenal in the quarters. So I don't know. Yeah, I think Chelsea. I'm happy with Chelsea. I don't know what you guys think. Is Chelsea the team that you wanted, or did you want Southampton, or did you want Man City? I don't know, but I'm quite happy with Chelsea, and it's a day at Wembley, semi-finals, first one in a long, long time. I said it from the first cup game. I think we're going to go on a cup run. Do say it every season, but this season I really meant it, and it looks like we've gone on one, and I'm very, very happy about it. We just need to take this sort of win, although it's by penalties, take it into the league, because next week, before I go on to next week's game, Chelsea are beatable. Yeah, yeah, I believe so, mate. I do. I absolutely believe that. I think that we can put it on them the way we did in the game against Ellen Road. Weren't great against them at Stamford Bridge, but we still managed to drag ourselves back into the game. Game against Chelsea at Ellen Road, if we can sort of, put that performance against them, really put it on top of them, absolutely we can beat them and go to the final. Absolutely. But taking the confidence of that win into next week's game, next Monday, big old game against Scum. Old Trafford. We're due a win there. I know we beat them in the FA Cup. Oh, FA Cup, Um, we haven't beat them in the Premier League. We haven't beat them at home in the Premier League, and I think we're due a win there. They are actually not doing too bad now. Under Michael Carrick, I think they're up to third, aren't they? Up around there. But it's going to be. I don't think it's a game that we're expected to win, which is a free hit sort of thing, isn't it? It's like we're not expected to win there. I'm expecting us to win there. I expect us to win every week, but hopefully we can go there and play with a little bit of freedom. Hopefully we're not too reserved and we're not we don't sit back. I think him taking Tanaka off today is him sort of saving him for next week for Manchester United, because it looks like Stack might be out. So we might have a Tanaka, Gruev, and Ampadu next week. I'm hoping he goes Longstaff. Nothing against Gruev. I ain't got a problem with Gruev, but just think, don't know, might need a little bit more next week. The higher teams we've been okay against. Yeah, we have put in some decent performances. I mean, it's not even higher teams, man. I think a lot of the teams we've been pretty good against this season. There's only been a handful of games where I don't think we've performed very well. Like, we don't need to go over them. You know, we know who they are. But for the majority of the game this season, I think we've played well. Definitely played in most games in parts very well. We've got nothing to fear against them. Like I said, there's that sort of free hit mentality that we've got. We've got other games that we're probably more expected to get points off in the run-in. So I just don't think we should go there and play with any fear. I just think we just need to go there and just smash them to bits. just go for it. Go for it. Don't sit back. Don't play too defensively. But we'll try and play the way we've played all season. Hopefully Okafor is okay for next. I think it's more cramp that you come off with today before we fit. I think the only one we're worrying about is Stack. Oh, obviously Gabby Goodman's son. I think he was a precaution. And Dan James as well. I'm not too sure about Abductor. It's the Abductor again, isn't it? It's always the Abductor of Leeds players this season. Must be something in training that they do, because everyone's always going out with abductor strains and missing abductors, or the abductors not abducting. Maybe this would get some new abductor. I don't know. Yeah. So next week's prediction. Ooh, I'm gonna go. I'll keep it nice and normal this week. I won't go too mental like I always do. I'm gonna go for Manchester United at 1 and a Leeds United 6. Nice, easy, nice, tight game. If you don't know me, I don't really take this prediction seriously. I'm always massively giving a crazy scoreline, so don't worry about it too much. 6-1 for me. Einar's not here today, so I'm going to predict that he's going to go 3-1, as he always does. Before I go, I will pick a man of the match today.
Leeds House, man of the match.
I'm going to give it to my man Tanaka. Thought he played well. From what he was on the pitch, I know the game carried on a bit after he went off, but while he was on the pitch, I thought he was really good. I thought he didn't do a lot wrong. Got his goal. Come back off his international break with not really a point to prove, because I think we all know that he's a good player. But there were question marks over maybe his defensive side of his game. But today I thought he was really, really good. I'm hoping now that'll give him the confidence and he'll play a bigger part at the end of the season. I thought Nonto was pretty good today. He nearly scored with his little flick. There weren't any bad performances today. I just think it was a bit of a slog. I think we're trying to keep the game really calm and not let it get too back and forth. But yeah, there weren't too many terrible games. But I'll give my one of the match to Ao Tanaka. coming back in and getting his goal. Yeah. Not really too much more to talk about. It was going to be a short one. I think I'll be doing this on my own for the time being. Yeah, as I say, this is Sunday Club at Leeds House. Please like, subscribe, share, and hype. Do all the things that you're supposed to do for me, please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. We are going to Wembley. We're going to win the cup. My name's been James, and I am going to end this here. I'll be back next week. Probably be after the Manchester United game. So Sunday Club won't be here. It'll be a match reaction after the game. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, for the people that watched. And if you're watching and you're not live, add some comments to the YouTubes. Like it and do all that stuff. Yeah. I'm out. Take care.